The current struggle between Israel and Palestinians is a struggle for existence, struggle for their own nation and well-being of their own people. Nothing wrong there. But have we ever tried to resolve the issue at the international platform? No, because Arab nations never recognize Israel. They have animosity with Jews as per their own books, and they don't want it to exist. They have used Palestinians only as cannon fodder to somehow stop Israel to destroy Israel and the Jew people. Because in 1948, as per the international accord, when Israel was born, as a young child, it was attacked the same day by Arab nations. Somehow it cobbled up the citizens to fight and win back their land and also, in fact, win more territory. Against 67, another war on the very special day for Israelis, the Yom Kippur War as is known. Again for 3 days, Israel suffered, finally fought back and won more territory. An accord was signed, Palestine was born. But all through, Arabs very clearly said, we don't recognize Israel, it has no right to exist and it should not be recognized by anybody. How a community which was out of favor, which was killed, butchered in Europe and in Arab lands for no fault of theirs, and they left their own land thousands of years back, when every year they said, next year in Jerusalem, this community finally got a home. How could you say it has no right to exist? Just because you have your 1400-year-old struggle against the people whom you hate for no reason we know, except some religious canons which were there in some books. And now when the Israelis and the Arab countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE and Israel came together and signed an accord, when it was about to be signed and to become a historic document where 1400 years of fight against each other would have stopped and we would have seen a prosperous land there, we find somebody has sparked a huge terror attack, which has seen what we are seeing today in the worst manner. And our own secularists, our own jihadists, our own liberals, they have hardly condemned, any of them has hardly condemned the inhuman attacks of Hamas, which is purely a terror organization. Rather, they give lectures to Israel. They are calling it some kind of I don't know how to describe it. Somebody is bringing Pakistan in, somebody is bringing Modi in. Modi ji is the only prime minister who went to Palestine, who went to Israel. Nobody had the guts to go to both the countries. He may have had a role to play in normalizing as far as possible that particular region. But instead of that, here we are condemning Modi ji for no reason, for which actually the Arab world, which has been egging on Palestine, have come to this stage. Palestinians have a grievance, but when billions of dollars came to them, how were they used? To create terror machinery, not really educate their people, not really trying to have some development there. That was not the goal. They could have lived peacefully with Israel without provoking, without creating disturbances and killing their people. And if Israel fought back, it has thousands of years of history to survive, because it has been given no right to survive for thousands of years. So should they not fight back? The similarity between Hindu and Jew community is the Holocaust they have faced. While Israeli Holocaust, the Jew Holocaust has been recognized, Hindu Holocaust has not been recognized. But both communities know this and they have survived. They are the only two who have survived all onslaughts of Abrahamic forces, and that is what irks the people sitting here in the name of Palestinian justice. If justice is required, both sides have to sit and decide they will not kill each other, they will not attack each other. Why it has not been done? Because there are vested interests, because they have to keep on pinpricking Israel, see to it that it stops existing, and then use Palestinians as a cannon fodder, as I said earlier. So let us be cautious. Let us not fall into these hateful debates that are raging on in Bharat, which have nothing to do with our own politics. It is purely an issue where only people supporting the Hamas terrorists are people who believe that Jews have no right to exist, whatever the name they might use, whatever logic they might use. But this is not possible in today's global community. When will we recognize this? And if the supremacists thought that Jews have no right to exist, with whatever excuse they make in terms of what is the atrocity being committed on Palestinians, have they ever spoken about millions of Muslims killing each other? Whether it's Yemen, Syria, Iraq, Iran, why these worthies never spoke against it? Shia versus Sunni, Sunni versus Shia. You see in Pakistan, you see how they have killed each other in millions. Nobody has spoken. And everywhere the minorities in those countries have hardly any space. If such a scenario, the so-called human rights activists must behave in a balanced manner rather than bringing in religion, rather than bringing in these kind of vested interest talks in the TV debates and vitiating the atmosphere. This country has a view, majority of our people have that view. You can have any kind of poll, you will find it. But instead of going with the government, going with the national view, there are people who are trying to go against it, have their own vote bank politics. This vote bank politics should not be used to create a poor image of Bharat outside India in global community. Earlier it never happened, it should never happen again. And let us have a unified view of our interest in the world and how we can let everybody live peacefully and wage a war of equality, war of justice, of calm and peace together.